Welcome into day 2 of our lead generation session. So, yesterday was day 1, and we're looking at where our current business comes from. Where are we getting our current business? What are the sources we're using and we're using effectively? So, that was step 1, really identifying where we are to understand where we're going. Day 2, let's talk about database. For the next several days, we're going to talk about how to utilize your network, how to build your network, how to engage with your network, and how to turn your network into a referral machine for you. So, really, we want to talk about the top 3 reasons you should be building not just a network, but using a database to track and manage that network so you can actually show up and engage in a way that's going to get people to want to engage back with you, which will turn into opportunities. Database is a very generic term. A database could be a spreadsheet, it could be in your cell phone, it could be a CRM. However, to do this at a high level, you're going to want some sort of CRM, some sort of system where you can actually track information. The most important piece of a database, so item number 1, is storing information. You want to store phone number, email address. You want to store where they work, what they do for a living, what they do for fun, family members, names. The purpose of the CRM is to keep you organized. All that stuff you've learned from somebody, store that in your notes. Take notes and keep track of the conversations that you've had, because what that lets you do is it allows you to remember what you talked about last time. It allows you to store all the important facts about somebody so you know what to talk about and how to talk to them. But more importantly, it lets you know where to pick up the conversation next time you have one. There's nothing worse than running into somebody or having a phone call with somebody and not remembering what you talked about last, and then you end up repeating yourself or talking about the same thing as last time. Knowing where you left off is important to make sure your interactions and your engagement is done at a high level, and it's done in the way where it's not irritating. You want people to like to get your calls. You want people to like to get your messages. You do not want to drive people crazy by asking the same questions and going through the same routine time and time again. So store that info so you know what you talked about, so you know what to talk about next. Number 2, based on those conversations, you should be marking down follow ups. So that could be setting a reminder as to when to follow up next. That could also be marking down what to follow up about. Maybe during the conversation you had, they mentioned a big milestone, a big vacation, a promotion they might get, something big in their life. Well, mark that down, mark that follow up down. So when you talk to this person next, you know what to be talking about, you know what's important to them. So again, take this opportunity to mark down the follow ups you're going to make, both the timing of them, but also what you're going to follow up on. And third, use this to make connections. There are so many times that we have people in our network that we could connect to each other that would greatly help them, and we just forget. We forget that this person does that or this person's looking for that. Use that database to kind of scan and say, oh, I should really connect these two people together because there may be an opportunity to work on a project together. Or even if it's just something as simple as they should just know each other. They have similar interests. They're in the same field, or they're in complementary fields and they should know each other to work together. Use that network and use that database to track the information you need about people so you can maybe find other people they should know. And now you become the super connector and you begin to connect people together that wouldn't have been connected otherwise if not for you being in the middle. If you've ever read the book, The 7 Levels of Communication, being that super connector is such a valuable component of being a member of a network of high value. Being able to bring all those people together in a way that makes sense and do so in a way that's organized and structured will make you the most valuable member of your community or your marketplace because you have that ability. So, again, top 3 things you should be doing in your database: storing information, taking good notes, marking follow ups, not just the time, but the topic, and making connections, helping bring other people together. If you can do those 3 things as a starting point of working a database and building your network under that structure, you will go a long way in any business. So that's it for today. Tomorrow, we're going to dive deeper into the database. We're going to get into organizing, tagging, how to communicate. We're going to begin to go deeper and deeper into the session. But step 1 really should be create a database, have a database, and then keep those things in mind when you're building it out to make sure that you are storing good information, making good connections, making the right follow ups, and being a networker of high value so you can build a network of high value. See you all tomorrow.